Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel. Robin Roberts faces backlash after GMA segment. Did she snub UConn's championship team? Robin Roberts is no stranger to the spotlight. A veteran journalist and beloved co-anchor on Good Morning America, she's long been a trusted figure in broadcast news. Known for her warmth, professionalism, and integrity, Roberts has built a decade-spanning career that many journalists dream of. But even the most respected personalities are not immune to criticism, and recently, Roberts found herself in hot water over a GMA segment that many viewers considered disrespectful. The controversy stems from Roberts' interview with WNBA top draft pick Paige Bueckers, a standout athlete from the University of Connecticut. While the appearance was meant to celebrate a remarkable athlete's success, some viewers saw the interview as a snub to the rest of the UConn women's basketball team. Here's a breakdown of the situation, why it's generating so much buzz, and how Roberts responded to the backlash. A staple of morning television, Robin Roberts' GMA legacy. Robin Roberts is one of the most recognizable faces in American broadcast journalism. She joined Good Morning America in 1995 as a feature reporter and quickly rose through the ranks. Over the years, she's covered major news events, interviewed presidents and celebrities, and even shared deeply personal stories, including her battles with breast cancer and myelodysplastic syndrome. Alongside co-hosts like Michael Strahan, George Stephanopoulos, and Ginger Z, Roberts has helped shape GMA into the powerhouse morning show it is today. The chemistry among the hosts, combined with compelling news coverage and lifestyle content, has kept viewers tuning in for years. But with visibility comes scrutiny, and Roberts' latest segment drew more ire than admiration. The segment that sparked controversy. During a recent Good Morning America broadcast, Roberts featured Paige Bueckers, the No. 1 overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft. Bueckers, a guard from UConn, had just come off a sensational season where she played a pivotal role in helping her team secure its 12th national title. Naturally, her rise to the top of the draft board was a story worth celebrating, and Roberts welcomed her to the studio with the kind of enthusiasm that viewers have come to expect. But that enthusiasm was a double-edged sword. While many fans were thrilled to see Bueckers receive national recognition, others felt the coverage lacked balance. Critics argued that focusing solely on Bueckers diminished the accomplishments of the entire UConn team, which relied on a collaborative effort to bring home the championship. Viewer reactions, from praise to protest. Social media was quick to react. While some fans applauded the spotlight on Bueckers and celebrated her as a trailblazer, others accused GMA, and by extension Roberts, of unfairly elevating one player above her teammates. Comments poured in across Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit, with fans expressing concern over the perceived slight. Do number 1 WNBA draft picks normally get this much media attention? One viewer asked, highlighting what they saw as an unusual amount of focus on a single player. Another critic pointed to the perceived double standard, writing, "Did any of the SC Gamecocks get invited to this show last year after winning the Natty and going undefeated the entire season?" For some fans, the issue wasn't necessarily with Bueckers herself. It was about the narrative. In a sport where teamwork is everything, why did GMA choose to single out one individual? Robin Roberts responds to criticism. In the face of growing criticism, Roberts didn't stay silent. She took to social media to defend the segment and clarify her stance. In response to a comment questioning the lack of representation for South Carolina's team the previous year, Roberts replied, "I was in Cleveland for the game, and the next morning I had a lengthy live interview with Dawn Staley on GMA." Roberts' response suggests that she and the GMA team have made efforts to represent women's college basketball fairly in the past. Still, her defense didn't satisfy everyone. For many viewers, the issue is less about past coverage and more about how moments like these are framed in the media. The double-edged sword of stardom in sports media. The debate surrounding the Bueckers segment taps into a larger conversation about how the media covers sports, especially women's sports. It's common practice for media outlets to highlight standout individuals who can help boost ratings, generate social buzz, and drive interest in a sport. but in doing so, there's a risk of erasing the collective effort that leads to championships. Buchers is undoubtedly a phenomenal talent, with accolades and highlights to support her rise to the top of the WNBA draft. But she didn't win that title alone, and that's the nuance many viewers felt was missing in Roberts' interview. In an era where women's sports are finally gaining mainstream visibility, some fans argue that emphasizing team unity is just as important as highlighting star players. Roberts' track record: advocacy for equity in sports. It's worth noting that Robin Roberts has long been a vocal advocate for women in sports. A former athlete herself, she played college basketball at Southeastern Louisiana University. Roberts understands the challenges women face in gaining recognition and respect in athletics. She has used her platform to elevate stories about underrepresented athletes and has often celebrated milestones in women's sports history. That's why this latest criticism may feel out of character for some fans who are used to seeing Roberts as a champion of fairness and inclusivity. The fine line between spotlight and overshadowing. The incident also raises questions about how media narratives are constructed. Does giving Buchers a platform necessarily mean others are being left out? Or is it possible to celebrate individual excellence without diminishing the team effort? In fairness to Roberts, GMA is a national show with a limited runtime. Producers often have to make tough calls about which stories to feature and how much time to dedicate to each one. Buchers' story is compelling, a young woman with star power stepping into the professional arena. It's the kind of narrative that fits morning TV perfectly. But in a team sport, viewers clearly want more balance. A learning opportunity for the media? This situation may serve as a valuable lesson, not just for Roberts and GMA, but for media outlets more broadly. As the popularity of women's sports continues to rise, so too does the responsibility to cover these stories with nuance and depth. Audiences are becoming more vocal and more informed. They want stories that reflect the collective nature of sports success, not just the headline-grabbing feats of a single player. Moving forward, networks may need to think more critically about how they frame these narratives, especially when covering milestone moments for championship teams. Where things stand now. As of now, the controversy seems to be settling down. Buchers continues to enjoy her moment in the spotlight as she prepares for her professional debut, and Roberts remains a fixture on Good Morning America, but the conversation sparked by the segment remains relevant. It's a reminder that even well-intentioned coverage can miss the mark, and that fans of women's sports are paying close attention, not just to who is covered, but how they're covered. Final thoughts. Does Robin Roberts deserve the criticism? So, does Robin Roberts deserve the backlash she received for her interview with Paige Buchers? That's up for debate. Some say yes, arguing that giving Buchers solo attention after a team win was tone-deaf. Others say no, pointing to Roberts' history of supporting women athletes and her clarification that she has highlighted other teams in the past. What's clear is that audiences are no longer passive consumers of sports media. They're engaged, informed, and ready to call out what they see as bias or oversight. And while this might create friction in the short term, it could ultimately lead to better, more balanced coverage in the long run. What do you think? Was this a case of poor framing or just an unavoidable aspect of modern media? Let us know your thoughts, and stay tuned for more GMA headlines, as the morning show world never stays quiet for long.